say, can you see?
All right, now wrap it up. The Olympics over.
All
Wrap it
right.
up. That's it. What'd you say? You know,
Man, welcome to the special edition. Back to the topic. Man, the Olympics just happened. And before we even start, man, I never felt more American in my life.
well, you know how niggas do
I've
every
never
4 years.
felt,
You know, black
bro.
folks turning the camera on with the American flag, pelly pelly. You know what I'm saying?
This got to be when it feels like you're voting for the person you want in office, and all the policies are hitting correctly, and you're benefiting from voting. And this, I'm not going to get political, but this just got to be what it feels like to be American. And like, I'm glad I'm born in America, but I don't go around
For sure.
parading that I'm American, right? But it felt good to be
You ain't
American.
got to
And
parade it, bro. It oozes off of us. Like people know.
yes, one
If
hundred
we go
percent.
anywhere, they know that oh, they're from America.
We're easily identifiable. And so, like I said, man, that was just, it just felt good from the beginning. And it's just nothing. We're a divided country to begin with, but
For sure.
nothing brings us together like the freaking Olympics.
Every 4 years, bro.
And I don't know if
And
it's you.
I found it very interesting. The Olympics every 4 years, and then immediately a couple months later, we have elections, which tears us back apart. Like immediately for the next 3.5 years till the Olympics comes around, then we're all big one happy country again, and then it's election 3 months later, and then we're back separate again. Crazy
Bro,
cycle.
I don't know if it's you, but this, like, and we probably say this right every time. This felt like the best Olympics ever. Every
This definitely was better than Tokyo because I mean Tokyo was just whack. There was
yeah,
no crowd. Like it was.
exactly. Tokyo, I think, was very forgettable, but I do remember in 2016, I probably said something similar. 2012, I said something similar. In
Rio was
2000,
fire. You know, I was disappointed with the opening ceremonies this year. Not gonna lie,
it was definitely a little much, I think.
it was underwhelming to me. Like,
Yeah, I don't know about the fashion show on the bridge and that going on, and obviously it was raining during the opening
which
ceremony.
also puts it. What is that? As the rain will put a damper on things.
Right, on 100%. And I think that like you said, I think it was okay. But like also that's like the least exciting part or least concerning part of the
Well, I mean, if you
Olympics.
think about it though, Beijing 2008, the craziest opening ceremony of all time. That was so cool.
Remind me who that was again, please.
Beijing 2008. Well, I mean, when they had the 2008 drummers in the stadium all drumming, and like the production value was crazy. Rio was fired too because it was like a Carnival spinoff. So like
Mm,
that was a real. They had the ladies in the Carnival outfits with the floats. I was like, okay, Rio, I definitely see your work. I see the work Rio's putting in for this. So I will go, off the top that I can remember. Beijing opening ceremony one, Rio probably two. Everybody else fall in line wherever you see fit.
I don't think the opening ceremonies have the aura that they used to have, right? We used to have teams matching in matching sweatsuits walking around or introducing them. I really like that when they did that, with the USA team. They had their matching polos on, and obviously, but I think now too it's a little bit too many athletes to do something. We're holding 500 athletes, and it's hard to get everybody on one track. Or
500 athletes, only 40 gold medals. Come
yeah,
on.
so it's not a lot to do, or a lot of hard to have a lot of people in one place. Or the boat was big enough to carry everybody and let everybody look. And about that opening ceremony, you see some of these boats passing, and we have a couple people sharing boats. I'm like, yo, this is the Olympics. Why are we
I
having
can't get
three?
my own boat.
And at the same time, even if there's one or two people representing the country, get them a little, a little speedboat, a little jet boat.
Yeah, that's fire though. Like a little Miami Vice speedboat. Like,
I wouldn't if that's your only representative, throw him on a jet ski. You know,
and
put him
you put the flag in the air. And now
put him on a
yeah.
ski, man. Put him on a ski. Oh my
Now
goodness,
he doing donuts. You feel me? He working.
put him on a ski, man. Why not?
I think the jet ski would have been
Um,
fire. If I got
I,
two people, let's put us on jet skis. We rolling down the riverside. We cooking. I like that.
yeah, nah,
All right, I think we back. Hold on. What's going on? What's going on? Let me close some of these
What's wrong?
windows. All right, I think we back, gang.
We're good. Okay.
We back.
So I really, obviously, the first part of the Olympics is real swimming, hockey, things like that. I'm really a huge swimming. And it's like I think
Our swimming performance was poor, brother.
right, and I think even to begin with, you see how much we are unsatisfied, right? Because the previous swimmer is one of the greatest Olympic athletes of all time.
All
I
time.
think we kind of got used to that, you know. Where's our next Michael Phelps?
I mean, I literally tweeted like maybe day 2 of the Olympics after Katie Ledecky had lost one of her races. I said we got to get Michael Phelps back in the pool ASAP, bro.
Brother, and it's like because that's he participated, I think, in 4 Olympics.
Yeah.
So we
He
watched
started
him.
in Athens, ended up his last one was in Rio. I think he did.
We
no,
watched
Like,
we watched him do this for 20 years, right?
Yeah.
And most of us have only seen this is our first or second Olympics without him. And like
Second.
we just expect another Michael Phelps to rise to the occasion.
He ain't there.
And we just see like how hard it is, you know, to be Michael Phelps. I don't think we'll see another one. I think we're kind of understanding that too, that we won't see another one because what he did was just eight gold medals in 1 Olympics.
Craziness, bro.
In 1 Olympics. And
crazy.
I think the swimming is so exciting. Because there's so many different events too, right? You know, the 100, 200, 400.
First of all, you know it's sneaky one of my favorite events of the Olympics.
What's up?
Badminton, bro.
Oh wow.
Hey, badminton goes so hard, dog.
Is that 2 people or 1 people though? Or 1
Depending
person?
on which, it don't matter. I love it all. But that doubles badminton is insane. Doubles badminton is insane.
I saw a rally, man, on Twitter.
That's real work, bro.
Yeah, it was one of the greatest things I've seen.
Like people don't have appreciation.
It was just a rally, bro.
Just about 40 hits each side. Wham, they're going crazy. Diving across, getting knocked down, wham. And I mean the ferocity they're hitting the shuttle. Oh my God.
And it's like and I think that's the best part about the Olympics. We watch a lot of things we would not watch, right? Where are you gonna find badminton on American television?
I ain't gonna have it, bro.
I don't.
You gotta get deep on streaming,
bro. You might gotta go to the dark web for some badminton, brother. Yeah. I don't know if that's on YouTube. You know what I mean?
That ping pong going hard, like
pink, bro. So we're gonna start like that then, right? What about I didn't know we had breakdancing. I didn't know that was a competition, a competitive thing.
Well, did you hear the developments?
I did see. I heard about somebody becoming the girl scored 0 points. What is his name? Ray Gun.
It ain't coming back in LA. They won't be back.
Ah, wow, that was a lot. That was good. I think that was good social content, though, right?
It was.
We had a lot of good jokes, a lot of people.
We got some content off. Shout out to Ray Gun.
Yo, and it's like, I think it's so amazing because anybody can become a star at the Olympics. It's always like somebody super rare. We had the guy shooting the gun with both eyes open, right?
I think he's from Hungary, I think.
Bro,
he shoot that mug like he on the block. Like,
bro, and that's the thing.
I know guys that shoot like that.
Like, yes. He shoot like he's not a professional. But we watch people with special glasses.
Did you see the side by side of the guy like that was the professional dude? Like
I saw
Singapore or something. He all like,
bruh. I think I seen somebody with 3 different lenses, each spread out. Maybe a meter.
Like one of them androids from
Dragon Ball. A centimeter further than the next one. I'm like, he had 3 lenses. Dude shooting with both eyes open. Nothing. He ain't look. He's not blinking.
One hand. He shooting with one hand,
brother. He's not blinking. He's not winking. You know what I'm saying?
He ain't breathing.
bruh. And
He
I
just
thought,
shoot.
like, how many people you think have watched the shooting competition? You know what I mean? Like,
Hey, when he popped up, I was locked in
locked in, bro. And it's like,
because I knew
that's
he
a,
meant business. Like
bruh.
he would say, as the kids would say, his aura was like John Wick. You know what I'm saying? Like it was just like,
You never know what you're gonna lock in on. You right? You know, you go in. I can't wait for the track and field, and now you're watching beach volleyball on a Tuesday at 10 a.m. Right? Um,
Puerto Rican beach volleyball.
shout out to Colombia, Brazil. Shout out to Canada.
All of that volleyball. Hey,
Great,
Canada beach volleyball.
great
Tal-
players.
Talented
There was
ladies.
a lot of talent in that
Talented
beach
ladies.
on that beach volleyball stuff. And I did enjoy it. But yeah, like you said, there's so many different sports going on: breakdancing, the shooting, the badminton, the table tennis.
Of course, the ones we always look forward to every year: gymnastics, swimming.
Yes,
But
and
like,
so
I think just to find the obscure star though, I think that's the most important thing for the Olympics. The only stuff I can't get with in the Olympics is like, oh, that's sailing, like sailing, and I can't do that.
it's a hard watch. Sailing, rowing,
Kayak,
100% a hard watch.
tough.
Even the biking is less of a hard watch, but it's still good. It's just so much you have to watch, though. You know what I mean? It's such a long race.
You know what else had me locked in this year? Surprisingly, open water swimming.
What is that? I didn't see
Yeah,
that.
they was swimming down the river. So like you would swim down. I think it was maybe I don't know the distance, but you had to do like 26 laps. So it's down and back in a river. So like to start, you would swim down the current.
All right.
Then you have to turn like in a rectangle, like get around two like obstacles, like slalom type
Mm-hmm.
things. Then you got to swim back upstream, bro. Bro, the river was like it was crazy, bro.
But how many laps is this?
26, bro.
26 laps swimming upstream.
So like you'd have so like one so half the lap is down and then you turn and then you come back and now you got to get upstream.
That's
It
ridiculous,
was
bro.
and the current, bro, was pushing everybody like into the wall, like up on the algae off the wall, because they're in this nasty trifling ass river that they was concerned about even having any activities in.
How
So
do
they swim.
you? My question is how do you clear the river? You know, to make sure nobody is in any danger.
And they said the Americans they wasn't even doing practice. Like nobody was allowed to swim in the river until the day before of the competition.
Mm-hmm.
Then the Americans, even the day before, they wouldn't even put their water in because their face in with the water because they was like, yo, it's like the E. coli levels that we're just concerned about.
Yeah, that seems like a pretty difficult task to be honest with you. Open water swimming. This is the first I've heard of it. I'm
But
gonna be
trying to
honest with you.
swim back, bro, we got to get some clips. You try to them folks turning and the way that
No,
river,
I'm
the
gonna
river
do
is
some
just
research
blowing
after
them
this.
away. It was crazy, bro. I'm gonna send you some clips.
And you know what else had me locked in too was the artistic swimming
Oh,
where
that's a banger too
they
now.
had routines in the water. I think it's like
Upside down.
eight women at a time, and it's like they're they're doing routines in the water, and a lot of these routines like they're holding their breath for 12, 15,
Man,
20,
they're
30
swimming
seconds.
upside down, bro. Like they're
Like,
up.
and you have to be able to remain in
Hey,
position this entire time.
it's like you got a whole dance routine, but you happen to be holding your breath underwater,
I don't get it,
and you're
bro.
upside. I don't understand how they maintain that upright, upside down position in the water. Like that's the biggest like mystery to me. Like, how do you even do that?
It was amazing to see 100%.
It's a lot of
And
man, a lot of super talented people in this world that you would never even know.
never even know. And it's like I don't think people understand like some of the like as good as LeBron is at his sport, some of
Yeah,
these people are just as good as LeBron at
for
their
sure.
sport. Like that badminton player,
He is LeBron.
exactly. He's the same greatness of athlete, but
Mhm.
obviously, it doesn't sell tickets, right?
It's
There's
not so serious.
and I think
Or like
another
the Chinese
aspect
high
you got to
divers.
look at
The
the
Chinese high
Olympics from.
divers
Go
every
ahead.
year they're LeBron, bro. Like that's just what it is. They're gonna take first and second. So you're looking for third.
100. And we're gonna talk about that. Like China is coming to take over the Olympics very soon. Um, it was amazing to see because they were just as good as the U.S. Obviously, the U.S. is the popular sports is what they care about a lot. You know, gymnastics, the swimming, the track and field, basketball, soccer. Those things get a lot of attention. Um, but I think, yeah, I think China performed very well in that Olympics as well. And I think the USA is not the gap is not as large as it used to be. Right?
Absolutely.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. You can't hear me?
Yo yo yo.
Yeah, I can hear you. You can't hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. You good?
Are you good over there? Are you good over there?
Yeah, I was gonna say my end's good. I don't know what's going on.
Okay.
I can hear you, and my camera's good. I don't know what's
Yeah,
going on.
it had froze. But what was I gonna say? So I think
China's caught up to the United States.
right, right,
If
right.
China get on the track and start meddling, we in trouble, bro.
And yeah, and we're gonna get to that. So swimming, my favorite thing about swimming is how to see. It's like because there's so many different forms of swimming. Everybody can't be the best swimmer, right? You can only be the best. This, you know what I
Mhm.
mean? The best
Yeah.
breaststroke, the best backstroke, the best freestyle, or the best butterfly. Like you can't. There's no. I don't think there's a person that's just all four. Da 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 da
Well,
da.
Michael Phelps ain't coming back in that water. He's not getting back in that water.
Right. And so the relays are always amazing to me because you can see teams the leads shifting with each different style of swimming, right? You know, one team takes first with the freestyle, then somebody comes in with the butterfly, whatever. I think that part's amazing, and then the mixed relays as well in swimming. Our swimming performance though, it's
Poor, bro.
like
So
it's
poor.
not because
It
that's
was
one of
so
the big ones, right? That's one of the big parts of
It's
the
a lot of
Olympics is
events,
the
a lot of
swimming,
medals you can win. It's a lot of events, a lot of medals to be obtained in
bro.
swimming. In China,
And it's the
they
fact
swimming
that,
their ass off over there now.
man, there was a young girl. I don't know the girl's name. She was amazing though. I think she medaled twice, and they think they medaled in a relay as well in the
Yeah,
swimming.
she's swimming her ass
Um,
off.
yes, I don't know her. I can't remember her name for the life of me, but she's an amazing swimmer. And then France has one. I think France. I don't know if you heard about the guy, the swimmer in France. It's a young dude. I think he's about 23. He's
Ah,
supposed to be
yeah,
the next Phelps.
exactly. Which is dangerous for us because he wearing
He's
the
getting
wrong flag.
trained by Phelps' same you brother. He's getting trained by Phelps's same coach, and the coach is talking about, yeah, this is one of the best I've ever seen. I didn't like to hear that. That didn't feel
Yeah,
good to
that
hear,
is
right?
alarming. That's alarming.
Because, bro, because swimming has always been our thing. We've always had the best swimmer, right? As and I'm not
As long as
saying,
we've been
look, I'm
alive,
not
right? As long as
saying
we've been alive, we
every
always had
year
the
because
best
I
swimmer.
exactly. I'm not talking about 60 years ago. I don't know that best swimmer, that German swimmer. I don't know that. I'm sure that was a thing at some point.
You
There's
say, matter of fact,
swimmers
that
from
was
other
the
countries,
East
but
German
as long
swimmer.
as I've been alive, America has always none of my business. You know what I mean? As long as I've been alive, we've always had the best swimmer, right? And to know there's some there's something else in the water that's going to be the best. That's not American, man. It's a scary thought to have, right?
Absolutely is, brother.
Because we have to. I think America has this. I think America has this. Like they obviously think they're the superior country. We think we're superior, right? Like we walk into the Olympics like that when there's no equals, right?
Mhm.
We don't have an equal as far as athletics in a country goes.
We getting close though. It's starting to get close. It's starting to
And
get close.
so
A lot of these
um
countries are catching up.
to kind of see these other countries on our heels, it's a right, and it's a little bit concerning. Um, and even with like Katie Ledecky, right? We saw her lose a few races out there. And she's our star in that water. She's our star. Um, and we even saw her lose a few races. So I think the swimming performance wasn't as strong as it should have been, right? Um, but nonetheless enjoyable. I really enjoy watching somebody swim somebody down. It's different than running somebody down.
Yeah.
Swimming somebody down is almost even better than running somebody down. Not
Because
to take away from any other
in
sport.
the pool, you could really see it. Like you could really see it. You like, oh, he's on your
Brother.
ass. He's on your ass. So you better kick it into high gear, sir. And then when that gap just get
And like
closer,
it's like yes. And you see them doing the turns off the wall. You know what I'm saying? Swimming just has these unique things that happens. The turn off the wall is my favorite, man. Honestly, uh, and them stand who can stay underwater longer. Obviously, I'm not a professional in the swimming department, but it's just I'm just telling you as a casual fan, right? As a fan that only watches every 4 years, the things that I enjoy. Uh, so yeah, I think I'm a little concerned about the swimming, knowing what's on the radar and what's coming. Um, but let's talk about the gymnastics, right?
Mhm.
When we talk about some of the greatest athletes ever,
She's got to be there. She's got to be there. She has to be.
we have to mention a name now, right?
Yeah, Simone Biles every time. Like she's there. Like she can't be too.
She
Be too
can't.
far past
I
three.
don't think
Like
she
she
can be
can't.
any less than 10, right?
No, three, brother, three. Because you got to think she dominates every year at the World Championships. She
In a,
she her all her moves and performances are on a completely different grading scale due to difficulty. Nobody else can even do the things she does. Like even if she messes up her routine or she messes up her dismount or something in her whatever her routine is, the difficulty in the
mm-hmm.
scoring and the the acrobatics and the showmanship, it's so much higher than anybody else. It's like it doesn't even matter. She can miss 2-3 points on her projected score, but there's nobody that can even if their score was perfect, could even project as high as hers. So like that's insane work. Simone Biles is
And the thing I think the thing that impressed me was she has, I think the number was maybe 4 moves named after her. I might be wrong. I think she had 4 or 5 moves named after her. Like if
yeah,
you do this
it's probably
move,
one per
it's
apparatus.
the
It's probably
bows,
one per apparatus.
whatever, right?
Yeah. And she the only one doing it. She probably got one on the uneven bar. She got one on the pummel horse.
Like
She got one on the what's the joint? The vault, and probably one on the floor. Everything that she does, is she the only one that can do it. And they named it after her
bro,
because can't
getting
nobody.
getting a getting a move named after you is like so iconic in any sport, right? Like how I don't because it's not a lot of athletes that has moves named after because everybody, you know what I'm saying? But like that's such an amazing thing because it's like you and to invent new things in this day and age when it's like when we watch basketball, football, baseball, hockey, every move we feel like it's already been done. So you can't have a move that we've never seen before, right?
Mm-hmm.
So for her to have a move that we've never seen and then them name it after her,
What do you say?
I
Dakota's
think that's
Johnson.
amazing.
Dakota's Johnson.
So how many how many medals did she get? I think she got what was it?
Let me pull it up
3
real
or
quick.
4 golds,
Hold on, let me pull it up. Simone.
if I'm not mistaken. Let me look it up really quickly.
So
Do you know the number?
yeah, I got it right here. So she took She took all around. So she got a second in women's floor. Oh, this thing's trash.
You still here? You here?
Yeah, we good, brother. I don't know.
I
I
can't
don't
hear
know
you.
what's happening. I don't know what's.
All right.
You can't hear me?
Yeah, it's not working with it. Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you now. You good?
Okay. Yeah, we're all good.
You good on that side?
But yeah,
All
so
right.
yeah, I'm good. That's what I'm saying. My stuff ain't really been. I don't know what's going on. You might need to goddamn get some more megahertz because I'm hardwired in at work.
Let's see. Let's see. All right. I think we're good now, brother. All right. Here we go. Yeah. So Simone finished with in the Olympics 3 gold medals and then 1 silver.
Mm-hmm.
And I think even seeing that 1 silver, we kind of can't believe it, right? And I think early in the Olympics
Right.
too, we were still winning. I mean, we might have been up, but we weren't up by a lot, or we might have been tied, or maybe even down 1 or 2. And everybody's like, "Yo, what's going on with America?" And I'm like, "Yo, we still have the most, or we're tied for the most." But the pressure or the expectations for American athletes, especially Olympians, is so crazy high. Like we're not even satisfied being 1 ahead or 2 ahead in any particular sport or as America as a whole, right? And it's like yo, like we don't understand how crazy that is. We expect to beat a world of great Olympians and athletes. There's great athletes everywhere, and we just expect to smack them in the
Cross the nation.
overall count by 20 golds. You know what I mean? Like that's a little bit
Yeah,
crazy when you think about it.
it is, but I think it's all part of the American like ideology. Gang, 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 gang.
Let me try to change location, brother.
Your man's hogging the Wi-Fi on the Xbox.
Might be right. You're not even in here, so it ain't even him, bro. Let's try this.
That's the best look right there when you was walking around.
You said what?
That was the best you looked all day when you was walking around. Everything was crystal clear when you went open that door.
There might be the door closing, huh? A little blockage in the yeah. See, it's way smooth now, and we recording still. We're gonna leave that in too.
It's crispy.
We're gonna leave it in too. Yeah, no. So I think the expectations on America, on American athletes, is so ridiculous that we don't even see how ridiculous it is sometimes, right?
Yeah, but that's all part of the American experience, right? Everywhere we go, we think our country's the best, our dollar's worth the most. Like everybody wants to be where we are. You know what I'm saying? That's just part of the American experience. So when you're an Olympian, you're expected to come home with gold for the United States of America because we got the best technology, we got the best advancements in training, and we got everything cutting edge. And now, but we're seeing these last 2 Olympics that other countries are definitely catching up. And there was not a more clear example than when it came to the 2 basketball finals this year. You know what I'm saying? Like that was the clear cut, most clear example that the world is right there with us now.
And yeah, no, you're 100% right about that. And we're gonna get to that part, but we have two other sports I want to talk about first. First, that being tennis. And does this 100% make Novak Djokovic the undisputed all-time greatest tennis player? Did he separate himself with an Olympic gold?
That's a great question. I found it to be very interesting that it took this long to get to the gold medal for Novak Djokovic. But for him to officially have claimed every accolade that you could as a professional tennis player now, I personally always was a Roger Federer guy. I prefer Federer over Djokovic any day, all day. And Roger, I do believe Roger's won a gold medal as well. But I think this performance from Djokovic, especially at the age that he was at, and then to beat Alcaraz along the way, who's the next name.
Correct.
I think that it definitely plays a role. But I mean, like I said, Federer won a gold medal in 2008 in Beijing. I just googled that real quick. So I don't know if it's submitted to him as the GOAT, but he was already, a part of the three-headed GOAT that
right, 100%.
The sport had already accepted and embraced anyway. So,
but
I think that performance was shocking just because he's on his last leg, though.
And also, another thing I kind of noticed too is me personally, I don't know if I've ever seen Djokovic that emotional after a win. Obviously, he's won, however, a number of major championships between Australia and the French, U.S., Wimbledon, right? But I don't ever think he's been that emotional, right? We saw him shaking on the court. We saw him crying, real tears to hug his family.
Real tears, not thug tears, real tears.
Not the fake one, bro. And it's like, I want to comment on that too. Like, I think the Olympics just mean so much more, right? Because it's like these players have these events every year. Like, oh, if you don't win the U.S. Open this year, I'll win it next year, or I'll win it the year after that. These Olympics only happen every 4 years, right? And I kind of feel like
it's gonna cost you 4 years.
Exactly, and when you
can go from being in that championship game in the Olympics, the gold medal match in the Olympics, in your prime to out of your prime by the time the next Olympics starts. Like,
bro, and that's the thing.
And I think the Olympics is really what kind of keeps Andy Murray in the conversation as well, because he's got 2 gold medals. He won in London in 2012, and then he won in Rio in 2016.
Exactly.
So he doesn't have as many majors as those other 3. He's still got more Olympic titles than all of them.
And that's crazy, bro, because that's 8 years right there, right? That's 8 years where you beat everybody.
And then he did one. Then he got the first one at the crib. You know what I'm saying? In London.
Wow. But yeah, I think the thing is, like, when you play these events every year, you play for NBA championship every year, you play for a baseball World Series every year. But it's only every 4 years. And in those years, you're representing yourself, right? You're representing typically an American organization, right? And you're not from America, right? So now you're representing your entire country, and a lot of these other countries obviously are not big as the United States or say any of these like European countries.
I mean, because Novak Djokovic, he's Serbian.
He's Serbian, exactly, and that's not a super huge country. Like, yeah. And so it just to those players, and I'm not gonna lie, even to us this year, it felt like it meant just a little bit more than it typically does, right? Like it felt just like it just meant a little bit more. But obviously, for some of these foreign and some of these European players from smaller countries, you just see how much that Olympic gold medal means, right? And we kind of talked about it before, right? When you win a gold medal, for some of these people, you enter a different stratosphere, right?
What they say?
A lot, exactly. A lot of these
Put that crown
people,
on like Braun.
a lot of these people are bigger than life now, right? You're more popular than the president or the king of your country. You are the number one person, important
Mhm.
person in that country, right? And we talked about it before, right? The
And
two
because
hundred.
think
Go
about it
ahead.
like this, right? Like there, there's been kings, there's been presidents before you. But when you're a country
Hmm.
like Botswana and you win your first ever gold medal on the Olympic stage, no one's ever done this before in the history. Because there's been plenty of presidents, plenty of patriarchs, monarchs, whatever you want to call them, all of that. It's only been one, and you are the one, Mr. Tobogo. Shout out to you in Botswana.
Brother, they it was like nothing I've ever seen, right? You think this guy just
They had
changed
two
the
national holidays in 1 week for this.
brother, you
Two
would think he
national holidays in 1 week for
you
this
would
man.
you would think he changed the economy. He found a cure for cancer, right? This is what it looks like. This is what I imagine. What they celebrate that person that finds that cure. This is what they do, man. I'm not gonna lie. My goodness. And then I also told you a female boxer won a gold medal from Taiwan. They flew her in
Mhm.
um, with two F-16s dropping bombs as she's flying back into Taiwan, brother. I've never seen that, right? And it's like, what do you think that, I don't know who won the steeplechase, but an American winning the steeplechase, what do you think his celebration looks like on his return to America?
Well,
It may it may not be
he's
anything
probably calling
special,
his
brother.
manager like, hey, let me go ahead and get back on the schedule for next week. Let me get back on the schedule for next week. You know what I'm saying? Whoever you win the steeplechase, I know because as Americans you get 37 grand per gold medal.
Yeah, and we're gonna get to
And
that,
if
brother.
you won the steeplechase, like I said, I'd imagine as you touch down at JFK from Paris, you're on the phone with your job, like, yo, like I'm back. I've touched back down. Let's go ahead and get me back in
Hey
rotation
man,
so I can get them checks.
this is not a joke. It's probably a couple Olympians that took PTO, got some paid time off just to participate in the Olympics. How crazy is that, man? Seriously,
It's a damn shame. It's a damn shame. It's a damn shame, bro.
like, what? First of
You
all,
go to
what are you gonna
represent our
do?
country and our nation at the highest level of athletics, and you still gotta you burning your personal days from your job,
Personal days, brother.
and then my boy in Botswana, he come back home. He got a stadium 30,000 full. Everybody chasing after. He the king of the country now. Go ahead.
He
Like you said,
he's
old girl from Taiwan. They got F-16s dropping bombs.
F-16s walking him in, man. Like, and I feel like that's how it should be because a lot of these people train for 4 years. Your race might be 10 seconds long. You're training 4 years for 11 or 12 seconds sometimes. And then, then you're back
Yeah,
to
bro.
your regular day job. And I think that was a question I had. Like, some of these off sports that are not ran by organizations, right? Like steeplechasing or whatever, you know, these people have to work for a living. They can't spend their entire day steeplechasing. You know what I mean? A NBA player
Hey, you
spends
got
his
real
entire
smoke.
day
You
around
got real
basketball.
smoke with steeplechase.
I don't. I don't. But it's
You got real smoke with steeplechase.
those athletes are hard workers, and it's just like it's unfortunate that you know there's not a. I don't. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't think there's a steeplechasing league that pays steeplechasers, hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Well, I think that's part of like the track. I think that's part of the track diamond league circuit. So I think they might be a part of that. But I mean, you're not
Hmm.
getting no big ad dollars. Like, yeah, you'll probably get a deal with Nike or Adidas, you know what I'm saying, like a
Right.
sponsorship deal, but they're not gonna be paying you. You know what I'm saying? most likely. You're still gonna probably have to work. I mean, it's a lot that goes with it. And like
And
it's a
so,
perfect example. You know how Flavor Flav found out about the women's water polo team, right?
man,
He
shout out to
finds
Flavor
out that
Flav, man.
the team is the players. Yeah, shout out to Flav. But he finds out that the team is sponsoring all practices and all training, and so he steps in and is like, "Yo, this is ridiculous. This is an American team sport, and y'all are paying
Hmm.
out of pocket, not alone, let alone the bills and trying to save and everything that you already have, but you're paying out of pocket to help your team train to perform and represent the United States of America. That's terrible. That's like you signing up for the army and you and your mans in them got to get in the back and try to get information and train your shooting, and you got to do everything yourself, and then they're gonna send you over to God knows where and say defend our country. That's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
And so, yeah, we just talked about how Mr. Botswana and the young lady from Taiwan, right? They both won gold
Tomorrow,
medals. And so I want to kind of get in. Let's do a little research right here um, on the earnings for some of these countries winning gold medals, and it just means you know, we just talked about it. I kind of understand the tears on some of these people winning gold. Your life just changed. You know, I can understand
change,
why
bro.
I can understand why American might not cry. How much did your life change? Look, it's no disrespect here, brother. It's no disrespect here. Um, I'm trying to find it
You
right
just got to
now.
get on the American Olympic Committee, man. They got to step it up, bro. They got to step it up.
No, seriously, man,
We got the funds.
because we
We're
like
sending
the
it all. We're sending it. We're not gonna get political.
nah.
We're
This
not
is
gonna
not a
get
political
political, but we,
pod.
we
This is
got the
not a
funds and we
political
send it
pod,
all across the world. We send it all
brother.
across the world. So let's invest in our own as we go represent ourselves on the grand stage.
So I'm looking at it right. Hong Kong, a payout of 641,000. Okay. Kazakhstan,
Mm-hmm.
um, they said they plan to award at least 250,000 to contestants that went to Tokyo and won a gold medal. Malaysia, 238,000. Italy, 100,000. And so I also have a picture of it as well here. USA, like we said, 37,500. Morocco, 200,000. Italy, 200,000. Belgium, 54,000. Spain, 100,000. Kazakhstan, also 3-room apartment. Hey, I might take that over
Crib.
a lot of these deals, brother. Send me a crib. I don't want nothing what y'all are talking about, man. Send me a 3-bedroom.
And I'm pretty
And if
sure Malaysia. So outside of the money with Malaysia, I'm pretty sure that's the one that give you free food in your town for the rest of your life. You get a
wow,
crib, like a house, and a condo, and then
that's
it's like,
worth 4 years of hard work.
come
100%.
on, man, that's worth it. That make you want to go get it for real.
Yes, and it's like, but some of these winnings we're talking about, right? A lot of these countries may have never won a gold medal or have won maybe a few. So I think
Right.
that's another reason why the stakes are so high with certain countries because they're just not used to that. And like we saw Botswana win its first ever gold medal, but like other countries, like I don't want to. I'm not gonna sit here and research however gold medals the Americans won. Right? It could probably feed a
Mhm.
small country for the next light year. However long that is.
Yeah.
So America can't dish out 250,000 to 40 athletes, right? And at the same time, how do you dish out
And then that
250,000?
includes team sports, right? Too.
And
So it's
that's
like
exactly what I was going to get to.
250,000 times
That's
15 on the
that's
men's and women's. That's
24.
30 people
That's
right there. That's
24 for the men's and women's basketball team. Do the math, right? And then we have baseball coming back next year.
nasty.
What is that? 30, 40 on the roster? That's you do the math on that as well.
Probably 27.
Right. Okay. So it's like
It'll be
um,
27.
but the thing is also America can afford to dish that out. Like we have the funds. There's no doubt about that. That's never a question.
We send it everywhere else. We, we send it
Come on,
everywhere
bro.
else.
America is a lick. This is not political, but
No
America
names,
is a
no
lick.
names, no names, no names, no names,
We
no
we
names.
are a lick. We done got stuck up in the hood too many times, right? We ain't learned a lesson. Um, yeah, but you just see how much it
What's
means,
SpongeBob saying? Put the money in the bag. Put the money in
bro.
the bag.
And what we do, we put the money in the bag and then we throw in more. That's what we do. Yeah. Um, it- like I said, we're not gonna get political here, man. It's an election year. We're definitely not gonna do that.
We got to stay out those waters.
We have to. But yeah, as we just went over the earnings for each athlete of each country, you can see how like I still think gold medals are important to America, but we're kind of used to some of them, right? Like, okay, just another gold medal. But these countries, holidays are being created because you want a gold medal, right? And I think as far as Mr. Botswana goes, the event that he won it in is one of the biggest events in the entire Olympics. So it's like I understand that you are the fastest 200-meter runner in the world. You know, your name is next to Mr. Usain Bolt.
In the world, bro.
So let's talk about in the world, right? Noah Lyles.
Mhm.
He shut the haters up in that 100, right? That was a complete
Yeah.
that was a complete hate
What?
watch.
What? First of all, what a race!
What a freaking
What
race,
a
man.
race!
That was I would put that in like maybe a top 5 competition of the Olympics, for me personally, just because that race was so amazing. And it feels good for an American to start winning that event again, because I don't think an American has won the 100 meters in over 20 years, if I'm not mistaken. Obviously, Usain did it 3 years in a row, and I
So
think
I think it was 96.
yeah, and I think the dude from Canada did it previously for the past couple or for the past Olympics.
No,
And
no, it was the dude from Italy. He won the gold
it
medal
was
in
the Italy.
Tokyo. The
Yeah,
dude from Italy,
you're
but
right.
he
It
didn't
was
even
the
qualify.
right. He came in last place actually. Uh, but
Marcel Jacobs, that's his name. Marcel Jacobs.
I'm not even gonna try to say his name, but it was a complete
Just
hate watch. I
trust
think.
me on that one. Trust me on that one.
No, I do. Noah Lyles we obviously see that Noah Lyles has a lot of haters. Um, what did you think about? We're just
I
talking
might
about
be one
after
of
the
them, brother.
100
I
too.
might be one of
I'm not gonna lie, I definitely am. Uh, he does a lot, man. He says a lot of things.
them. Listen, he's one of those guys. Like I feel like we grew up with a couple of those guys.
Speak about it.
No names, no names, no names, no names,
Speak on it,
no
brother.
names, no names, no names. We grew up with a couple of those guys, right? So it's like, dog, you're super talented, you're super good, but like you do everything you can to make people not like you.
Right.
And I think that's just unbecoming. Like it's not necessary. Now, if it's like a motivating thing for you, cool. But I feel like you go out your way to make people not want to root for you. And I get it.
And
Some
I
people thrive in that villain role, and they thrive in that it's me against the world role, especially in a sport like track where it's an individual sport. But it's just like, dog, you don't have to go out of your way to make like to be insufferable.
and this is a thing too, bro. This is the Olympics. We cheer for anybody representing that red, white, and blue. We don't even care what you've done in the past. All right. Like we don't even know you, bro. We're cheering on people. There's a couple Olympians we could have walked past them the day before the Olympics. Wouldn't have known them. Wouldn't have said nothing to them. But just because they're representing that red, white, and blue, right? We're your biggest fan. And so, if those are the circumstances, and we dislike you in those circumstances, you really had to try to make us do that, right? Like you tried hard, right? Um, but
Thank you,
man, did
bro.
you
Like you go out your way to make people mad. Like, why do you want people not to like you? I don't understand it. I get it. Some people don't care about being liked and perceived because everybody's perception is what it is, right? Everybody has their own
mhm.
opinion of you. Not everybody's gonna like you, but or we got 700 million people in this country. It's probably what 350 million of them do not like him. Like you're going out your way to have at the Olympics.
But I think I have to respect him, right? Because the amount of pressure he put on himself, he knew everybody was preying on his downfall. And what did he do? He turned around and ran the 100, right? By a thousandth of a second. And that was amazing. And so, mad respect. You know, I gotta talk about this tweet. Somebody said, they said, Noah got us on this 100, but we're gonna reconvene for the next hate watch in the 200. So after the 100, they said they're gonna hate harder than the 200. That guy really didn't know himself, right? And so we get to the 200.
Especially because of the fact that the way it felt like he just knew he had 200 in the bag regardless. Like
100%.
Because I don't know if you watched Sprint on Netflix. Like it was just so evident. Even his mom was like, "Yeah, we got the 200 in the bag." Like,
no, but
that's what we do.
In the Olympics, he was like the 100. What I was worried about is like the 200. I'm not worried about the 200. Right? Okay. And like, okay. And so
here comes Mr. Botswana.
He comes in the 200. You raced the 200, right? And you lost. And you talked all that trash before. You said you're not worried about the 200. You lost the 200. You can't then turn around and say, I had COVID. All right.
You barely got bronze in the 200.
Come on, bro.
Barely.
Because I think if you win, the COVID is probably a non-story, brother. You know what I mean? I don't even know if you bring it up that you had COVID. And so I'm trying to go in order here. I just saw a video today of the party, the post-game party. This guy is partying with all the other U.S. Olympians with no mask. Brother, you said you had COVID.
Unsanitary.
And you're here jigging and jiving.
I get it. People got antibodies and things wrong. Shuck it and jive it.
Bro.
We got antibodies built up now, right? Like we're kind of moving past the detrimental effects of COVID.
100%.
But for the fact that you're out here unmasked, in the middle of the party.
Hey, bro, get away.
Looking like you want
to get away.
The United States breakdance.
Get away from Braun. You got COVID. Get away from Mr. King James. Don't even shake his hand since you got COVID.
And the family.
And the family. What Kendrick say? Hide the family?
Hide the family.
LeBron,
bro. Keep the family away.
Keep Bronny away. Keep Bryce, Savannah, and Zuri. None of you.
And real quick, let's sidebar. Congratulations to the James Young men for having beautiful black women with them in Paris for the Olympics.
I didn't think we were gonna take the Olympics there.
I knew one was lost for sure. But they looked like he made a hell of a comeback. We'd say he take after his daddy 3-1. He was down 3-1. He came back.
Hey, I'm not mad at it. Those are two people.
I know you're not. I know that's your school.
All right.
That's your.
That's such a crazy thing. That's such a crazy thing to say. I respect beauty. That's all. I respect beauty. I appreciate beauty, all colors, shapes, sizes. I appreciate beauty. Shout out to them for sure. Look, maybe lose track.
And what a flex it is to take your young tenderoni to the Olympics in Paris. Like, nah, baby, you want to come with us?
Courtside.
You want to come with us to Paris? Like, we're gonna be there and we'll see everything. Like, whatever.
Whatever
you want to go watch. You want to go see Simone? Let's go see Simone.
They might have been Parisian. Hey, next thing.
Once you set a precedent like that as Bryce James at 16, 17 years old, like she's never going anywhere. You took her to Paris to go to the Olympics, bro. Got her courtside, everything she wanted to see.
That was it.
You would have took her to see Trinity Rodman in the girls with the gold medal.
We're not gonna do that, bro.
That's real pimping.
So speaking of track and field, right? I think we have to talk about another probably all-timer. I'm not afraid to say that this person is an all-timer. Sydney McLaughlin.
Woo!
She has to be an all-timer, right? Because the way that she won the 400 hurdles, completely dominated. everybody. I mean, obliterated the competition. And then we also, I saw her on, I think it was her second leg of the 4x4.
4x4.
My goodness, man.
She ran a 47 split, bro, as a woman.
I'm
A
confident.
47 split in a relay.
I'm confident in saying she's our best 400-meter runner, and she's
In the
not even a
in
individual
the
400-meter. Yeah.
no, so they said LA she's gonna try to go for the double, the 400 hurdle and the 400 open.
Okay. Because I think she's, and this is on this pod we don't down anybody, but Alexis Holmes did come in last place in the final of the 400 meters, but she did win gold in the 4x4. I do believe that Sydney is a better 400-meter runner than she is, because last place,
Unacceptable.
is
Unacceptable.
unacceptable. I wasn't gonna say it, but it's 100%
This is the
unacceptable,
United
brother.
States of America, brother. We
Yeah,
can't
you
come in
can't,
eighth.
you can't,
You can't
you
come in
can't,
eighth.
you can't do last place. Um, so, and then staying on top of the women, the 100, the women's 100. Yeah, that was great.
Yeah,
The
that
women's
was. I get the vision.
staying on. Let me
There
say, staying on the topic of the women
we go. There we
Olympics.
go. There we go. There we go.
Sha'Carri Richardson, she got
Mhm.
second place in the 100. Um,
It was a
I
little.
think
It was a little fishy though. It's a little controversy. Would say a little controversy surrounding that
what
race.
is that about though?
So apparently they were saying because Shelly Ann Fraser Price she didn't even run.
I did, yeah, I did
So
hear about
apparently
that.
if you didn't stay in the Olympic Village, they were giving a lot of the track athletes a hard time about this certain entrance that they wouldn't let them in, and they make you walk all the way around the stadium. Wouldn't give you a golf cart, anything like that. Make you walk all the way around to like a gin pop basically entrance. Then you got to come down, and it started affecting like their routines and their time. And that's why Shelly Ann was like, "I'm not racing because I'm out of rhythm. I'm out of my routine." And Sha'Carri, she went ahead and still ran. She did the best she could. Matter of fact, let's get her name right because it's Sha'Carri. Let's make sure we get her name right.
Sha'Carri Richardson.
Sha'Carri Richardson. So she still went out there, braved it in the rain, routine thrown off, still got second. But even when they introduced her, she got in the block. She didn't look like that same confidence, that same level of ego, brash, bravado that you have to have in a sport like track. And that's because she knew her routine is off. You know how athletes are about their routine, especially
Mm-hmm.
at that type of level. Like you got to,
And especially the superstitious ones, right?
yeah.
I have to put on my left sock first and my right sock, or I have to listen
I
to
need
this
to be
song
at
at
the
that
track an
time.
hour and a half before. I
Yes,
need to my
yes,
first 30 minutes. I'm doing calisthenics. My
100%.
second 30, I'm doing stretching. Like you know what I'm saying? Like
On that same topic, I think the girl from St. Lucia, what's her name, Julian Alfred, is that her
Alfred, yeah.
name? I think she probably ran the most perfect 100 meters I've ever seen in my life, right?
Especially in the rain, bro.
Brother, she shot out the blocks. The middle of the race was perfect, and then she finished perfect,
Perfect,
right?
bro. And she
I don't.
maintained that. Like she carried that speed till about 60, and then
Uh,
she just maintained. I was like,
exactly.
dang.
I'm gonna be 100% right here. I don't know if Sha'Carri beats her on her best day. If everything goes right for
Oh, we gotta
Sha'Carri,
get her name right. It's Sha'Carri.
Excuse me. I don't. If everything goes right for Sha'Carri, I don't know if she wins that race anyway
Just
because the
because
way,
of the way Alfred ran, right?
just because of how perfect her race was. Like,
Yeah.
you can't ask for a better race than that, right? She just did every part of the race, and there's many parts to 100-meter, right? The head down driving phase, then finishing strong, and that was just the best 100 meters you could have ran at that time. And I think, me personally, the person I think that arguably had the best Olympics was probably Gabby Thomas,
Yeah, she had a great Olympics as well.
because she wins in the 4x1. She wins the 200 individual, and then she's also in the 4x4, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you don't see runners running the 100, 200, and the 400. That's not very common, right?
No, because 400 is such a dog. It's such a
It's,
dog.
I think a couple weeks ago we talked about the hardest thing in sports was probably hitting a baseball.
That running that 400 is up there too, though.
I think running a 400 is probably the second hardest thing.
For real, bro, because you gotta sprint that thing.
And it's like, brother, you can't. There's no point where you just able to just chill it or coast it or whatever. And that was, like I said, Gabby running the 100, being perfect in the or winning the gold in the 200, and then helping win gold in the 400 as well. That's, I mean, as a sprinter, I don't think it gets better than that. You know what I'm saying?
You can't really accomplish more.
Imagine, imagine Steph being good at winning the dunk contest, winning 3-point shootout, and then winning the NBA Finals.
Yeah, that's about the only equivalent of basketball for sure.
100%.
That is the only equivalent in the sport, and that's really the only criticism of Usain Bolt amongst the track world is that he never ran the 400. That's really the biggest criticism of Usain.
And I think, go ahead. No, I was gonna say I think if any sprinter could run the 400, he'd probably be it, right?
Yeah. I mean, whatever race he want to run, he gonna win. That's just what I know.
And I think we saw how fast people were in the 100, and then
I wasn't even close to 9.56.
Not even close to coming to the record. And we're hearing like the third, fourth, and fastest time all time. And then we see they're nowhere near Usain Bolt.
No. I think the winner went 9.8 or 9.7 or something like that this year.
9.74 or something.
No Lyles went 9.77 or something like that. Not even close.
And then we like to talk about, we'll never see this record broken as long as we're alive.
That's one of the ones, bro. That's one of the ones.
That LeBron scoring record, it's up there. It's one of them type of things. Like, and I watched that race the other day that he got the world record in. I believe he could have went faster.
Probably. I mean, because he was, you know how he do? He get the 40 meters. He get the 40 meters and he start moonwalking on it.
Come on, man. He's celebrating with 25 meters to go. He's throwing his hands up,
arms back already.
What are you doing, bro? This is the finals.
Stay and drive.
This is the finals of the Olympics, and you're out here arms free. Like this is he be running it like it's the qualifiers.
Bro, I'm telling you.
Come on, man.
That's a special talent that will ever I don't think that'll ever be duplicated.
And I think.
Oh, also another side note. I think he's got a 11-year-old daughter.
Mm-hmm.
You know what her name is?
Was it Lightning Olympia? Is that her?
It's Olympia Lightning Bolt.
I think. Is it safe to say that he has the most fitting name for an athlete of their sport
ever in the history of sport?
Right, I think it is. Right.
Usain Bolt. See you later. I run the 1 and the 2, and I'm out of here.
And there's nothing more fitting than that. But I thought, obviously track and field every time is exciting. I don't know if you saw it. I think it was the 1,500 meters. Cole Husker.
That's too long for me, bro. That's too much track for me.
Okay. I didn't watch the whole thing, but this guy was in fourth place.
I'll watch anything over 400 meters.
I watched 800. 800 is as far as I'll go. But this guy, I think he was in fourth place with probably 125 meters to go. He's in fourth. He's got the defending champion in front of him and one other person that was probably expected to win.
Mm.
Man, this guy, he digs deep and he just out sprints everybody for the last 125, wins the race. And bro, I think that was probably my favorite moment of the whole Olympics, because when you see somebody just track somebody down, brother, I don't know what to compare.
That's all in here, bro.
I don't know what to compare it to, brother, honestly, because how are you able to do that? This is the 1,500 meters, so we're in overdrive now, right?
Well, hey, we are in. We say the engine is in full rev.
Brother,
we are full rev.
We're in complete overdrive now.
And
It's a lot of them guys on that track when that last 125 come. They're at E and below E.
bro, and he just to do that against the defending champion and then the person that's supposed to win. And he, man, I mean, I can't say too much on it. It was just amazing.
Track is that's one of the ones I look forward to every year just to see.
I think
every
me personally, I'm more excited to see track than I am to see basketball.
Yeah,
like
for sure.
Easily.
Because you have an idea what's gonna happen to basketball.
Yeah, you have it, and we're gonna get to that. I don't know.
Track, you just never know what's gonna go.
I don't know if you saw it. If I'm not mistaken, it was the mixed 4x4 relay, right? And
I like a good mixed relay too.
I love a good mixed relay. I'm all about equality.
Okay, before we get to the mixed relay, I got a question for the people and you too, sir. Did it feel like the 2024 Olympics featured some of the most beautiful women in the world?
It was the excuse my language. It was the bad bitch Olympics.
I'm like, cuz like all countries, like if you're gonna touch that track, you gotta be bad. Like that's what it was.
It almost kind of felt like
it felt staged.
Yeah, like I don't think they let too many ugly women in the Olympics. I'm not gonna call them ugly, but unattractive. You know,
I mean, these women were beautiful, bro.
And we're not saying they are beautiful for sprinters or they're beautiful for athletes.
They're beautiful women. Like
they can stand amongst models, bro. Like
if you seen them walking down the street in South Beach,
like, pulling up. They stand. These women stand out anywhere. You're 100% right about that.
And that makes the viewership experience even more enjoyable.
Oh, the 2028 Olympics? Come on, man.
I'd imagine it's gonna be the same thing,
brother. 4x4 mixed relay, right?
Mm-hmm.
The USA gets a pretty good lead. The last girl, 4x4, black girl, right? And I'm not sure who she is, but I imagine she's pretty decent for the finals of the 4x4 mixed relay. It gets down to the last 115, 120 meters.
Mm-hmm.
This big old white girl from the Netherlands.
Hockey.
Hawk season, man.
Hawk season.
Atlanta Hawks.
The Hawk is out. The Hawk is out.
Atlanta Hawks, brother. Tracks are down. And, it's 2024 and, we're all about equality here. But as one of our sisters, one of our American sisters, you should not.
Go ahead, let it out.
I feel some type of way.
So she shouldn't be getting hawked by descendants of the Caucasus Mountains. Is that what you're saying?
As one of the
Caucasus Mountains, you shouldn't be getting hawked. You shouldn't be hawking.
Not in the
thoroughbred American black woman.
Femke Bol, and she did it again in the 400. In the what was that? The 400 hurdles, I think. The one it was the 4x4 that America won by a lot.
4 seconds, bro. That's crazy.
They won by 4 seconds, but she hawked down bronze and silver.
Yeah.
Same
so
girl.
So she's one of them ones now.
100%. Easily.
You say clearly, because they went from no medal to second.
It just hurt to see it happen to one of our sisters. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Especially a beautiful sister like that.
Yeah, and it's like, wow, like, we're usually the ones doing that, right? That's us. That's our thing.
That's like LeBron out on a fast break getting pinned by Bogdan Bogdanovic.
When somebody.
What is that?
Come on, man. When somebody use your joke against you, like, nah, that's my stuff. You know what I mean?
I said that earlier today.
I put you on that, and it's like, wow, respect the Femke Bol. Obviously this is your thing. I saw you do it 2 or 3 times.
We say Hawk specialist.
I don't think that was a coincidence. Shout out to you. Yeah. So that was for sure a low light. Because we did get silver. I think it was the fashion we won. So we didn't get
to really use that gold,
brother. That's the thing, though. We didn't get silver. We lost gold. You know what I mean? It's a difference between winning silver and losing gold, and I think that's the difference right there.
Can we talk about young Quincy? We're gonna talk about the 2 Quincy's first. Young Quincy Wilson.
I was saving it for last because that's what that's what I wanted to talk about today, right?
The young dog Quincy Wilson, was he 16
Shout out
years
to
old?
Quincy Wilson, 16 years old, competing in the Olympics.
On the way to high school next week, back to high school, gold
Hey,
medal.
gold medalist. And that's big at 16.
What kind of perks do you feel like you get as a gold medalist as a junior in high school?
Whatever I want, bro.
Exactly. Like, do I come into the school that first day and like say we got a dress code? Like, I'm
not gonna lie, bro. Everybody got to watch how they talk to me.
Everybody.
And I'm not saying bow down. Don't raise your voice at me. Don't raise your voice at me.
I represent the United States of America.
Don't raise your voice at me.
He said I can get Joe, Big T, Kamala, anybody on the line right now.
Talk to me with some respect.
I give them a line. They answer my phone calls.
Talk to me with some respect. And that was just a tremendous accomplishment from the beginning.
And he didn't have the race he wanted, but he's 16 at the Olympics, bro. Like,
it's the Olympics, and obviously the stage is bigger. And
you still get the gold, so like you contribute to helping America get the gold. So shout out
in high school, would he race again as most 1,500 people, 2,000 maybe?
They might as well give him the national championship right now,
brother. And it's like, it was good that we saw that when we did, right? In the heat, we saw that in the heat, and I'm glad we saw that. And USA made the right call, put somebody else in, and we were able to bring home gold in the 4x4. But that doesn't make the accomplishment any less great than it was.
Diminish his work at all, because he's got 4 more Olympics in front of him. Brother, like,
he's 16.
He got 4 more Olympics.
He can't even drink at the LA Olympics, brother.
Exactly.
And he's 16. He's still in high school, man.
All right, so now let's talk about that gold mouth dog.
Wow.
What a performance from Quincy Hall.
That is, honestly, bro, I think that's in my top 3 Olympic moments ever.
You want to talk about a dog?
Ever. I was sitting in my kitchen watching it.
He was doomed. He was doomed.
I saw him come around on that third 100. He had nothing left. Because I've ran a 400 before, right? And one thing about that 400, at some point you're going to lose form. You know what I mean? You're going to lose form. You're fighting yourself. Your legs don't work. Your brain doesn't work. You can't breathe. And I'm talking about in the middle of the race, brother.
Yeah.
This is the most important part.
You hit that second turn, boy.
Bro, yeah. And it's like we still
got 100 meters to go.
Bro, and the lady commentator was like, he looks like he's losing it. He's down bad. I saw the way he's running. I'm like, yeah, he's cooked. He has nothing left.
In the water. We say belly up fish.
Dog, I've never seen nobody dig down and get it like that, man. Like that's
he wouldn't found that XL pit bull in it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and he was in 5th, I think, maybe.
Yeah. And with like 100 to go.
and you know what the crazy part? I think the craziest part of the whole thing, right, is like the people he's passing up, their form looks decent. They look like they still.
He head back. Back.
When you start doing this, when that head start going all kind of ways,
you're done. You're done.
You're done. I watched I think a professional coach, a track and field coach, talk about it. He said he did everything we don't want a runner to do.
Everything wrong. He did everything wrong, bro.
He said he did everything we don't want a runner to do. And so, I think, like I said, that's up there. I don't know if you remember. It was one race. I think it was like a 4x1. Michael Phelps swimming. They came back at the very end.
Yeah. And then I think that was Rio. I think that was the last one.
Yeah, it was one of the one he won eight gold medals.
Oh, so that was okay. That was
and then there was another race. He ran somebody down, and like I think this Quincy Hall just had a moment as good as any other moment in the Olympics ever, bro. Like I think this is good as Usain. This was as entertaining as Usain Bolt's world record in my eyes, because I want to know the odds at 125 meters left. The odds was probably
You're sitting in fifth place.
the odds.
Four broke down.
Bro, you probably could have made $1 billion if you could bet money with 130 meters to go. Odds is probably plus 100,000. Just looking at his form,
he was cooked.
He was cooked, and we just saw him. Wow. And that's like right there is truly what the Olympics is all about, right? Like those moments right there. It's like you can't replicate that anywhere. That cannot be replicated anywhere. Yeah, that was my favorite moment personally.
Yeah, that's definitely top 3 for me as well.
Yeah. And
all right,
so,
brother, we gotta get to another one.
Who you gonna get to? I was
Let's go. Women's 4x1 first.
Okay.
Another dominant performance from the women's 4x1 USA team. The women's track and field relays, they give us what we want every Olympics.
The women's do. Yeah, the women.
Domination. So shout out to Sha'Carri.
What a photo, right?
Shout out to Gabby.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out. I don't have everybody's names, and I do apologize about that, ladies.
Mm-hmm.
But shout out to all of you guys, even the people on the qualifying relay team. Shout out. But we really got to get down to the bottom of this mystery going on with the men 100 4x1.
It's for it to be such a big event, it's our worst. We're the loser. I feel like we're being laughed at when we do the 4x1.
Yeah, it's like we're like Japan in the 4x1, bro.
Like, bro, and this has been happening for some time now. And even the one we did do good in a row. Yeah, the one we did do good in, it was a little doping going on, so that silver medal got snatched.
Wipe that away.
Yeah, and so it's like, brother, the 4x1 is
the most entertaining race in track,
bruh. And it's like we all wait for the 4x1, right? Because this is a team of the fastest people in the world, right? It's not just you. So, and there's so much that goes into that 4x1. That handoff is so important.
It's the same thing over and over again. We can't get the transition right. Like,
my thing is like, this is 4 years you training for this. Like,
but see, the thing is, they don't. And so apparently, I listened to an interview with Quincy Hall.
Mm-hmm.
He was saying usually the 4x1 teams don't really work out together. They get to the site and then they start working together. He said this year these guys all train together. He said they all train together, like they all got the same coach. So there was no excuse for what happened. Inexcusable. You can't get the baton. Just hand the baton off, bro.
And I think it's I wouldn't be surprised if some asses were on the line, right, for this. Yeah. Because
we need a whole new 100-meter team. But see, and I know Noah was supposed to be running and he didn't want to run anymore, which is cool. It wouldn't have made no difference, bro. We wasn't going there with Noah, without Noah, bro. It wasn't gonna happen.
And this is the thing, bro. It's like now
we might have been able to finish the race though. That would have been great.
Nowadays, it's not even no team that's just dominating the 4x1, right? This is not Jamaica.
There's no Usafa Powell and Usain Bolt,
Johan Blake.
It's none of that.
We're not running against them.
They had a poor showing,
bro. Out of 8 times, what is that? 32. So out of 32 runners, I'm not afraid to say we probably have 4 of the top 8 or 10 on the USA team.
Just can't put it together.
But we can't even finish a race, bro. That's so embarrassing.
DQ. That's what we do. We DQ.
Not medaling in 20-something years.
Insane.
We have people like Michael Johnson and
Carl Lewis.
Carl Lewis.
They talk crazy. They talk crazy about the boys.
Bro, our history is like Tyson Gay, Justin Gatlin. You know what I mean? Like runners, and we can't medal in the 21st century.
It's bad business.
When there's not even a dominant 100 runner from another country?
This year was really unacceptable. Like the last 2 years, the last 2 Olympics have been unacceptable performance.
I think
Jamaica's going to be right there all the time.
Right.
But this year, there was no team. There was no team that was like clear-cut number one. And
bro, I think China or Japan medaled, if I'm not mistaken. One of them medal. And like
we weren't there.
Shit sad. Yeah, no, that's probably the lowest light of the Olympics for us. I think a couple weeks ago we talked about the golf world, right, and who was having the year they were having. Mr. Scheffler and how do you say his name? Schauffele?
Schauffele, Xander Schauffele.
Schauffele.
Hey, shout out to Scotty too. Gold medal. What a year, Scotty Scheffler, dog. Gold medal.
Yes, and I think we hit it right on the nail, right, when we said these are the two guys running golf right now. And then what do? They bring this same energy to the Olympics.
Same
And
energy.
it's the thing. It's only July, or excuse me, it's only August, and these guys are really like they're. I feel like they're heads and shoulders above the rest of the golf competition right now. Like
Yeah.
I don't think there's any other guy that's even a little bit close.
We're getting ready to start FedEx Cup playoffs next week with the St. Jude Open out in Memphis.
Mhm.
Scotty Scheffler, of course, is the number one. Those are the top two guys in the standings.
Yo, and it's like you don't have to be into golf, but every time a golf highlight comes on, it's pretty much two people, right?
People.
That's it, right? You might get your occasional John Rahm.
He has, dog. He melted at the Olympics.
Yeah.
No.
He was a couple shots up going into the
last
right?
18, bro. And dog, that second nine, that back nine on that last round, I think he shot like +4, +5.
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad for him.
Meltdown.
And with the year those guys are having, is you just cannot give them any.
No.
You can't screw it up, bro, because these two guys are. I don't know the last bad round of golf either one of them have played. I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, so check this out. John Rahm he ended round 3 on Saturday, 2 shots up on Xander Schauffele. He ended up, he was at 5 under going into Saturday. By Sunday, Jesus. Hold on. Yeah, so he shot 5 under on Saturday. He was in first place. He ended up tied for 5th. He was up 3 strokes to start Saturday. And ended up tied for 5th. That's a meltdown. But also Schauffele kind of melted too because he was in second, and Schauffele ended up tied for 9th.
Yeah, that's not his best performance.
Scooter Scheffler got us right.
Yeah,
brought that goal on back. The old bars and stripes, the bars and stars.
Hey man, it's like I said, man. This shit feel American as fuck. I'm sorry.
Every time that gold medal, they cut that national anthem on. Like, so check this out. I'm at a lot of sporting events, right, all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I'm one of those guys on the national anthem. Come on, like I find something else to kind of like do. I'm texting, like I'm trying to check my white balance on my camera. I might be talking to somebody else. You know what I'm saying? And national anthem come on Olympics, stone silence. Don't say nothing. I'm
Is it me? Is it me or that anthem just hit a little bit harder during the Olympics?
Yeah, because it goes to our braggadocious ways as a country.
It sound like they added an instrument or two on that thing, bro.
They need to play that. They need to play that Marvin Gaye every time.
Put some horns on. Hey, put some horns. Put some drums and horns on that shit, bro. I ain't lying. That shit was hitting during the Olympics, bro.
You say when you go to if you go to UGA football game, it's not hidden.
Nah. That Cavaliers Hawks game.
It's not smacking.
I'm at the concession stand, brother. During Olympics.
We're in Paris.
That shit sound like Zaytoven and Future, nigga.
I'm telling you.
Oh man. So yeah. The Olympics hosted in Paris, France, right? And before we get there, Jordan Childs gets her medal taken away. The way it happened has never happened before in Olympic history. The only way you can get a medal taken from you is if you step out of bounds or cheat, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know the exact rules, but it's only 2 ways you can get a medal taken.
So this is what happened, right? So apparently her team, they called for a review of the Romanian girl stepping out of bounds.
Mm-hmm.
The girl did step out of bounds, so they awarded the medal to Childs. But Romania's appeal was that there's a certain amount of time you have to appeal.
Mhm.
Romania said their challenge came outside of the allotted time to appeal. They run it back. Apparently, it was 4 seconds too late,
Mhm.
and that's how Romania ended up getting this gold medal. I mean, this bronze medal back.
And then I think she challenged it, and they said, "There's nothing we can do about it."
We're done. But you know, the United States and litigation, they go hand in hand. So they still trying to fight the American Olympic Committee, but I don't
I
know.
mean,
And if
it's
if I'm Jordan Childs, guess what? Oh, don't even worry about me. I'm not sending the medal back. First of all, I threw it down the river, the river Seine or whatever it is. It's in there. Float it. Go find it. Go
yeah.
find it.
They were saying a lot of people, or a lot of people were saying they should. The only way to make it right is to award multiple bronze medals, and I think that's fair because I don't know if you saw. I think they also messed up on something. Another Romanian girl did. She got deducted points or something because they said she stepped out of bounds and she didn't, or something like that.
Yeah.
So she was even ahead of Jordan Childs.
It was a lot of shady maneuvering going on with this Olympics.
100%.
But gymnastics is always one of them sports that's like it's kind of
Yeah,
what's going on here?
It's always a little bit. What are gymnastics without a little controversy, right?
I mean, exactly. All levels of controversy.
Yeah, and it's like I feel so bad for her because like this is the Olympics, right?
And she's had a real rough go. Imagine like being so great, you're an Olympian, you qualify for the Olympics for 2 years, two cycles in a row. But I mean, you just keep running into Simone Biles, so you're not going to win anything.
And then like your teammates with Simone and with Suni Lee as well, and like obviously they're stars of the show. Hey man, shout out to Suni Lee, man.
Yeah, I know that's really your vibrato. That's your vibrato.
Oh man, I'm a fan.
She's what's her heritage? Oh, it's a little hot sauce in there somewhere.
She's Laotian.
Really?
From Laos.
I love the way you pulled that. That's a hell of a pull.
Hey, look, she's of Laotian descent.
Yeah, but like I said, she got a little. It ain't sriracha. She got a little hot sauce in there.
I'm a fan.
It's a little crystal in there.
He a fan. That's exactly what I am. Yeah, shout out to her. I really,
she said that already, brother.
She makes gymnastics. It's very entertaining. I love watching Simone Biles' greatness as well. So never gonna, she's great in her own.
This is something about Suni's performance that you like for.
She had a great uneven bars. A great one.
Really? Okay.
I think she got a gold in that one, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, she did win the gold in uneven bars.
Yeah. So that I'm supporting her, just an American citizen here, man.
Good old US of A.
Yeah. Moving on.
Yeah, so let's move on.
They did hold the Olympics in Paris, France, right? This was supposed to be the year for Paris. And as I was saying before, I think it was already written, right, brother? Before it was written, though, let's kind of start from I'm not going to spend too much time on it. First game for the USA, Jason Tatum is benched.
Gets the donut.
It doesn't get a second. Coming off the year he had, right? He was first team All NBA, NBA champion.
Best team in the league all year long.
Exactly. Best record, and
biggest contract in the history of the sport.
Come on, bro. And so we kind of went from that to getting benched. And I think we could agree he's probably one of the 7 or 6 best players on the team.
Yeah, I think it'd be hard out of that entire roster to put him any lower than like 8.
I'll probably only go 8 might be fair, but no, that's another conversation we're going to get into. But what do you think about the benching of him, Steve Kerr?
Well, I mean, because of the fact that they weren't beating everybody by 40 points, that kind of played into that factor. Well, the margin of victory was a little bit smaller than most people would have anticipated. So that means you got to shrink your rotations just because you got to find those lineups and that continuity. You ain't got as much time to be trying to try shit. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're up 30, you can try whatever. Everybody can get in. Everybody can get burned. It's like high school. You know what I'm saying? When
But
you
do
play,
you,
you know what I'm saying, when you're playing a lesser opponent and the team that you're
mhm.
going out, everybody gets in, everybody gets minutes, everybody can score 10. Now, I do think that with Derek White getting as much minutes as he was, I think that was really kind of the issue. Not only because Derek White ain't even the third best player on their team, on the Celtics. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
He wasn't even he was the third best Celtic on the Olympic team. So, and with Drew Holiday being there, they do basically the same thing.
All right.
But Drew Holiday does it at a higher level. So if you're looking for like just a lockdown on ball defender, okay, you can let Drew have those minutes. And
So let me ask you this. So do you think he should have been able to find some minutes for him in that first
sure,
game?
like how he did in the championship game, he found
Mhm.
minutes. Derek White lost
Uh,
minutes. Of course, Derek White and Halliburton shouldn't have played. Those should have been the two DMPs.
man, Derek White makes some plays though, man.
Yeah, I mean,
Mm,
but he ain't do nothing that he didn't do anything that Jason Tatum couldn't have done or wouldn't have done.
mm,
Because it wasn't like he
uh,
was locking up anybody. Like
he
when
Derek,
when
well,
Bogey, when Bogey was going off, they put Drew Holiday on him.
I think Derek White is he was definitely the second best guard defender on that team, obviously.
Yeah.
And even as far as we're talking about defense, I think Drew's probably a better defender, but like when that ball gets up in the air, Derek White, there's nobody better in the league at blocking it or contesting it than Derek
As
White
a guard, yeah, but
as
I
a
mean,
guard.
we can't compare Derek White to Drew Holiday though. We can't do that. We can't do
I mean, I think
that.
he's
No,
so
no, no, no,
he.
no, no.
I'm not comparing them, but I think I think Derek White is just so special on defense, and
He is. He's a Swiss
uh,
Army knife for sure.
yeah, and he doesn't. On top of that, he does not need the ball to affect his game. You know what I mean? Like he makes such an impact without the ball.
Yeah.
And when he gets it, Derek White never has the ball for more than 2 seconds, right?
Especially not on a team like that. No.
He's shooting it or he's passing it, right? And there's also no narratives around Derek White as well. So
And that's what but I'm telling you, dog. Steve Kerr, he's under investigation.
yeah, so and we're going to continue to talk about that. So U.S. played a couple games, then we get to Serbia, right? And I think
Yeah.
Serbia played
Semifinal.
tremendously. Yeah,
What a
Serbia. What a game! Serbia gave them a run for their money.
I'm telling you, Bogdanovich might have made him some money. I don't know what his deal looking like right now.
And I'm glad you bring that point up because I don't know if it feels like this to you, but to me, the Olympics kind of feel like an audition for the NBA for every other country, right?
Shout out to Carlik Jones from South Sudan. He needs to have a contract soon.
Yeah,
He
exactly.
needs like a full NBA contract real
And
soon.
we see players just playing their hearts out, man. It's like, yeah, you'll be getting a call from somebody very soon, and it's like,
Hey, the lefty from Serbia, Splash Mountain out there, dog. He
yeah,
was
bro,
raining.
it was a couple of them, like just was hitting all kind of shit, man. But yeah, I think like I said, like you play a little harder against the USA. You're playing against NBA players, like nothing but like there's never going to be anything but an NBA player on the USA team, right? Nobody from any other league.
And then when you're playing with a top 5 player in the league, top 3, I mean 3-time MVP,
Right.
Jokic put the battery in your back talking about some of these guys are normal guys. Like we've played
Yeah.
talent this good. Like just
But
he
I
put
mean,
that battery in them boys' back, man. And what a performance from Serbia.
but also, man,
They went from they didn't even qualify at Tokyo.
that's actually insane.
They didn't qualify at Tokyo.
But what about Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, and LeBron James, man? It's like,
That was so great for my childhood.
bro, it was a moment, and it's like, this is what these are the three guys that represented basketball for the last 15 years, right? It's
That
been
was
these
so
three
good
guys,
for my inner child.
bro, and it's
My purest form of basketball fandom was so pleased because they all had moments. They all had moments.
and as a LeBron fan, as a hardcore LeBron fan from the jump, I'm automatically a Steph hater, right?
Automatically.
It's built in. You have to if you've been loving LeBron for the last 21 years, you're a Steph hater automatically. You know what I mean? But man, did it feel good to cheer for Steph and Curry.
Yeah, because he wasn't dropping them bombs on your head like that.
Bro, it felt so good to cheer for Stephen Curry. I'm like, wow, is this what it feels
Because
like?
he was dropping bombs, they just wasn't upside your head.
Bro, I was just like, wow, it feels good. And it's like LeBron. You know who LeBron and Steph remind me of? Ghost and Angela.
What an analogy this is going to be. Okay, let's figure it out.
Like,
Walk me through it.
You know, you're not supposed to be. It's not supposed to look this good together. You know what I mean? In another world, this looks amazing and works out perfectly, right? And you know it. You know it's wrong.
This is wrong.
Bruh,
Y'all both know this is wrong.
You know it's wrong, but it feels.
But it feels so good that you might.
Bruh,
maybe we can try this. Maybe
I think you saw it, like just the chemistry LeBron and Steph had, like throwing, like just being able to find each other on the court, and it's like, oh my god, like wow, like it felt good to dream about what LeBron and Steph could do on the court together for an entire NBA season, right? But it's like we know this is wrong. We know this.
This ain't right. This ain't right.
It's not right at all. But like, man, it felt good. It looked amazing, and it's like it.
You know,
it was a dream you didn't want to wake up from.
One of my former favorite artists once said, now this is going to be, they say, my mind is telling me no, but my body.
Come on, man.
My body is telling me yes.
That
artist will remain anonymous. But
we're not going to talk about that. Oh, bad. But no, that man, and it's like you said, they all had moments, right? Like, and it's like this is when we look at the Olympics, you know, it's a team full of all-stars and great players. There's just another level, though, right? Where everybody on that USA team is great. Anthony Davis is great, probably a top 10, 15 player. Anthony Edwards, probably a top 10 player.
Embiid, great player.
Jason Tatum, arguably top 5. Embiid, top 5. But there's just another level, right? There's still some hierarchy in this, like, and the hierarchy was on full display here, right? And man, it's just like
wow. When it's closing time, the hierarchy came in full display.
Yeah, and it's like, what does the Olympics mean as far as legacy? How do you view players? Like, for example,
okay.
Let me ask you: does your Tatum position change at all? Does your Steph position change at all? As far as right now in the NBA, and then on top of that, legacy talk. Like, do you move any legacy up or down? Also,
I was on another pod today, talking kind of some similar to this. I think early on those pre-2016, I don't think Olympics has much value to your legacy.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe 08 just because they were coming off the 04 debacle.
Mm-hmm.
And the way Kobe just kind of turned the whole thing around, right? That plays to the lure of Kobe Bryant and who he is. But I think he's really the only person that gained anything legacy-wise from that. Now, I would say this. There's another player, Carmelo Anthony. His legacy gained a lot from his different moments with the United States basketball, whether that be FIBA World Championships or Olympics. But I would say now that the playing field is a little bit more level amongst the nations, this year, the only person that really moved this year, I would say, was definitely Bron. I would say definitely Bron. Just because, he's fucking 39 and carrying.
Led the team in rebounds, assists, and
points. I'm pretty sure.
I think field goal percentage. Steph ended up leading in points because he had 230. He had 2 30-point games back to back.
It was only 5 games of action, so.
Yeah,
but I would say Bron. I think this just it's like when you put a fresh coat of paint on something that like you got your 72 Chevelle and you just put a fresh paint on that thing.
So you don't think this does anything for Steph's legacy and the way he performed those last 2 games?
I love the way he performed. I just don't think he does anything for his legacy already
Mhm.
because he's already solidified as the greatest shooter to ever touch a basketball.
100%.
He's a four-time,
And
one-time Final MVP. He's never going to pass LeBron by list just because of 3-1. Simple as
so
that.
so as far as shots go, where would you put that shot?
That's one of the ones now.
Hmm.
Now it's not up there with Kyrie though. It's not up there with Kyrie.
Okay. Okay.
That Kyrie Game 7 John
All
with the
right.
40 burger. Wow.
And so I don't know if you saw it
That's
also.
not up. That's not up there with Kawhi with the double doink. That's not up there with
Okay.
them.
No, I got you. I don't know if you saw. I think to me, in my opinion, it looked like Jokic was happier winning bronze than he was winning an NBA championship. I don't know if you agree with
It's
that
because he's with his guys. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah,
you got to think he's probably been hooping with them boys since he was like
yeah,
10.
and somebody made a great point. It's like, yo, he was with his guys from the park. He was hooping with his guys from the park. You know what I
You know
mean?
what I'm saying?
This is
That's like if the Dorville boys got together and we went and won the TBT. You know what I'm saying?
right. Yeah. No. So I
Like you know how much how great of a feeling that would be just knowing that we've all hooped against each other or played against each other since we
so
were
you
5, 6, 7 years old.
would you agree that it means more to these players than winning an NBA championship?
No, no.
You don't think so?
Now a nation like if you're a part of if you were ever to be one of those countries like Argentina that won the gold in 2004, then yeah, like that gold medal probably means more to Manu Ginobili than any of his championships.
That's fair.
But if you represent the United States, it can't because you're supposed to win that. And when you're in the NBA, when you go to the NBA Finals, it's 32 teams out there trying to win the chip. But when you're on the United States team, it's really only 2, 3 teams you're even looking at.
And so, what staying on the topic of USA basketball, me personally, I don't think anybody played their role better than Devin Booker did.
Yes, it was good. It was a good performance from Devin Booker for sure. I was glad to see him be able to take that role. But you got to remember as well, though, when he was at Kentucky, he was part of that platoon system. He was that 5 in, 5 out when he was there. So he's kind of familiar with having a role. It's just been a long time since he wasn't the guy with the ball all the time, scoring 70.
Yeah,
But
he
he was probably the guy that was most accustomed to being in that role because of that 5 in platoon that they had in Kentucky. So I think that kind of helped him. He kind of went back to his Rolodex of, okay, I'm coming off the bench and it's me and the Harrisons and whoever else, Julius Randle and them boys. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
this was I think that was a little surprising to see how close some of these games were for me personally. But it's safe to say I think other teams are on the way to
we need to talk about Wembanyama. My God.
special. I mean, there's nothing to talk about, bro. Honestly.
That work he put in, boy, he had me nervous the first 3 quarters. I said he is deep in his that XL Louis duffel.
And he was smoking on the Embiid pack.
XL Louis duffel. He remembered that 70 piece he caught. He remembered that.
I only got about 5 minutes left, so we got to kind of speed through this. Rudy Gobert probably took the worst hit on the legacy ever in one Olympics. And
We're saying the history of the Olympics.
You're an NBA player, you get benched for non-NBA players, and you're also a 3-time, 4-time Defensive Player of the Year.
This was in the Western Conference Finals.
I don't want to hear about that guy ever again. You got benched in the Olympics. And
for off-brand, would say for great value, Ben Wallace.
Come on, bro. For
hey, great value, Ben Wallace might be back in the league soon.
Hey, shout out to Gershon Yabusele. We gotta talk about the women's real quick.
That was the best game. That was the best game.
You know, it's wow.
Before we get to the USA side, let's talk about Gabby Williams.
Should be in the league.
Absolutely. So she's been in the league, I think, before, but all the French players, like all the international players, basically didn't play this year in the W because they were getting ready for Olympics.
Right.
But
And
I don't know if you saw this though, but apparently Gabby Williams qualified for the high jump at 16 for the Olympics. And then that didn't work out. And then she went and was like, I'm gonna just hoop.
Yeah, well, that's a hell of an athlete. That's a hell of an athlete if I ever seen one.
That's a bar.
I think the next I think it was written because how does it happen that men and women play both French teams and win in close fashion in both games?
In Paris.
In Paris, on top of that, I think the women's game, like you said, was amazing. I think we kind of seen Asia Wilson, excuse me, and how tremendous she is. And obviously she'll be there in the next Olympics as well. But that game was what a game that women's game was, and
golly, I would have rather liked to see anybody else but DT and Brittany Griner on that team now. Oh, man.
Sometimes it's about the story, the reputation, sending people off in the right fashion. But also they're not LeBron and Kevin Durant, so this is not the same thing.
I mean, Diana Taurasi, she up there, but like
she's
up there.
Let's be honest, she stinks.
That was crazy.
It is what it is, bro. So as far as Olympics go, where would you rank this Olympics from the ones you've seen?
Well, it can't be up there with Beijing and Michael Phelps because that was just unbelievable. Because Beijing, we saw Michael Phelps and Usain Bolt both do things that had never been done before. So it can't be there. Even 12 watching Usain and Michael Phelps defend their titles and their crowns. So it can't be up there. Plus 08 Beijing was Kobe and the boys going berserkio on everybody. So right now, for my viewing recollection, I got Beijing number 1 by far. I might go London 2012. Then I might go Paris, then Rio, just as in like athletic wise, for sure.
It might be a little bit recency biases for me, bro. Like you said, I think the one that Phelps won at 8 in was amazing. Obviously, Usain Bolt broke the record, which
was 08, and then that was Kobe and them killing Redeem.
Yeah. So it's probably 08, 12, and then this one, I would say. Then 16, and then last will be 2021.
Yeah, Tokyo was whack.
Yeah, very forgettable.
But I mean, it was COVID, and it was just not,
that Olympics had no moments, bro. That's a moment. That's a momentless Olympics, man. Yeah, that's it on the Olympics. I enjoyed watching it, man. LA is going to be crazy. Hopefully, we're going to be there.
We'll be tapped in.
We'll be tapped into those Olympics. I appreciate y'all tuning in. Like, comment, subscribe once again. We got something else coming up very soon. We're going to get back to the regular world outside of the Olympics because sports is still heavy right now. There's a lot coming up.
Rolling.
Football's here. Basketball's here. Baseball's in the home stretch.
Aaron Judge. Mookie Betts is back.
Hey, man.
Mookie Betts is back.
Save that for the next one. Thank y'all for watching.